Lastly, if we can have Eric McGroy come to the podium. Eric McGroy.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to speak. I've heard a lot of things here this evening that I am greatly concerned about, and it bothers me because I have children, we have a home, we built something in Trenton, and a lot of things that I've seen here this evening are directly in contradiction to what we've built. So just a little history about me so that everybody up there can understand where I'm coming from and what I've been through as a 1984 graduate of Trenton Central High School. I was the first person in my family to graduate and to go on and be accepted to college. 4 colleges, actually. Monmouth, Rutgers, the University of Vermont, and I forget the 4th one. It was a small one in New Jersey. I just wanted to make sure I got in, but I was accepted to that one too. So the summer after I graduated, well, let me say one thing. Before I graduated, acts of violence were a normal thing in Trenton High. It was always over the bridge, East Trenton. You know, there were always neighborhoods that were fighting neighborhoods. There was the back hallway, if you ever been to the old Trenton High, where it was a long hallway and it took a long time for the security guards to get down that hallway to break up fights. You know, it was a long, you know, we've been through our share of fights at Trenton High too. You know, so I'm aware of that. You know, but the summer after I graduated, I had to make a decision which college I needed to go to. And I didn't know. I didn't know anybody in college. I was actually surprised that I was going to college. I said, wow, I'm smart enough to go to college. That's good, I guess. So that summer, we were playing basketball at Martin Luther King Park. And there were a group of kids that came over from the projects. And they saw us playing on their basketball courts. They know that we weren't from their neighborhood. They chased us on bikes. They shot guns at us. I almost died. Okay, at that point, it was very clear to me where I needed to go. I chose the farthest school away that I could possibly go to, which was the University of Vermont in Burlington, Vermont. A school of 30,000 students at the time, but only 27 Black students. And I realized another thing after I left Trenton High. I understood what racism was, because prior to that, I understood violence and drugs and all the other things that we've heard here today. But I understood racism. It was very clear. Black students, Chinese students were attacked on campuses. It was a big problem. It was a very big problem. There was nobody's office that you can go into and ask for help. It was just you and whoever was walking with you at the time.
I'm sorry, you have 1 minute left.
1 minute, thank you. Wish I could talk more, but I started the Black Student Union. They had a problem with that. We brought James Baldwin to the Black Student Union at the University of Vermont so he can give his last public speech publicly. And to answer your question, Mr. Bowie, because that question was asked at that time when I was at the school, why are kids so angry? And James Baldwin that day, he answered that question. And the answer that he gave that day, and I'm giving back to you today, because everybody needs to hear it, is that the first response to oppression is anger. That was Mr. Baldwin's answer. So I thank you for letting me speak. Sorry for getting so emotional. If you want to know why I get emotional, I have an autistic child that cannot talk. I'm her voice. She cannot go and complain or describe a person. I'm her voice, and I will continue to be her voice, especially for students and parents that I know come into my shop that are good people. I am going to fight for them until I die. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we are finished with our public participation, and I open the floor for our board members to make their comments.
Tessie, okay. So we've heard a lot here. And I asked that question earlier. I've asked 2 questions tonight that I already know the answer. I can't. That's right. That's right. So now he gave me courage. So now I can say what's on my mind. What appears to be a problem for me is that we as a community have become that